Welcome to episode 4. Actually, I should have kept playing it. Welcome to episode 42 of Take OT. I am, as always, your host, Brody Robertson. This is what happens when I don't actually play the opening, and I only play it on your episodes.
This is what happens when you don't put that audio into your software and you play it off of your phone.
I know, right? I could just make a very simple app for my phone that does everything for me, but no, I'm just gonna, adjust the volume level as I'm actually going.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. Welcome back to the show, Connor. How you doing?
Yeah. Thanks for having me back once again.
What do I have this
6.
time?
Some tea. I also have tea. I was gonna make coffee, but I didn't have any.
The fuck is that thing?
It's a thing where to put tea leaves in.
Ah, fancy.
So this is just some nice English breakfast, nice and mild.
I had to mute the mic because I was stirring the cup.
It's an ASMR channel now.
That's probably scared everyone away now. Oh, we're not even a fucking two minutes in, and everyone's already stopped watching.
Or listening, as you said.
Yeah, well, I think on the audio version of the podcast, actually, I'll check right now. I think there's 43 listeners, which is pretty crazy. Yep, 43 listeners average. But the way Anchor does it is it takes because you can't really get proper listener numbers when you're doing an RSS feed. The way it goes by is the average numbers of downloads per episode. So each episode averagely gets 43 downloads, which you can probably assume is a view. I can't imagine most people are downloading episode twice to listen to it.
And yeah, probably not.
Mm.
You can count me in as one of those viewers. Thanks.
I think recently, so the first episode of the podcast has been the biggest episode for the longest time. It's finally been overtaken by last week's episode, where I had Hex DSL on, which makes sense.
Yes, I have not listened to that one. I'm getting to it very slowly.
It's just lots of Linux ranting, basically.
Alright, so I'm probably not gonna like it then.
He does have a slight spoiler. He has a kettle on his desk. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he just makes tea from his desk and doesn't have to leave.
See, I mean, you know, I just feel like that would end in tragedy, but...
Oh, yeah, I can imagine so, but it's cool. I want one.
Do you even have room on your desk?
I have room on my desk. My desk is probably the only place I have room. I'm just a very cluttered person. I have shit everywhere. Like, I have a calculator here.
Oh, yeah.
I have a TV remote. I actually need this for the other monitor I have, or other TV. I have some Lynx Black Knight, which I didn't buy. I just get given Lynx packs every year. I have...
So you're a professional Chad then.
Exactly. I have a bunch of books, which should go on my bookshelf, which is just out of frame. I'm just lazy and haven't put them back. So yes, I have room on the desk. It's just, after a couple of days after cleaning it, this happens again. And I don't know how.
Well, maybe you should not clutter your desk.
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe I should. Maybe I should just deal with this problem.
Yeah, just solve your problems. Come on, it's not that hard.
Oh, but this book actually is a good one for solving your problems. Atomic Habits. Teach you how to make new habits. Not sponsored, but I would like to be. Hit me up, James Clear. It's a good book.
Yeah, I'll get a book I've been reading. On my bed. You know, it's only a little bit long.
Oh, yeah? Ah.
There you go. I know we were talking about Harry Potter last time, and I started reading the books. So I'm about a little over halfway through this one.
Where does that put you out in Order of the Phoenix? I've only seen the movie, so maybe
just had the dream.
I don't know.
No, this one is pretty faithful, just like with more details, pretty
Mhm.
much. Um, I'm up to the part where Harry has the dream about being the snake attacking Ron's dad.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm up to. You know, I would definitely recommend if you like the movies and you have like the time to read them. So far, they've been super good,
Mhm.
and number one and two are really super. I'd say super faithful with
Mhm.
like a couple details missing, just because like they are quite short books. They're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
less than 300 pages. Number three is really good. The movie, but it misses quite a lot out that is like pretty important info. But the problem with that is I don't know how they convey that information without it just being a big scene of everyone talking. Because
Ah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, at the end of the third one when they find out
For anyone
that
who can't
Sirius
remember
is
the order the books are in or the movies are in, third one is Prisoner of Azkaban.
yeah. And so yeah, at the end of that one is when they find out Sirius is like actually a good guy.
Hmm.
Um, I think that goes for like 2 or 3 chapters, just them explaining the whole book,
Haha.
like of what's happened, and like it's really good because it has so much detail and explains everything that's happened throughout the book. But that's like missing from the movie, and
Hmm.
I totally understand why, because like you don't want just 10 minutes of people talking in a Harry Potter
Yeah,
movie.
that's fair. Yeah, this isn't something like the Monogatari series where there was literally an episode where two of the characters sat on a bench and talked for 24 minutes. Nothing else happened.
Oh, my laptop's not charging. Anyway, number four, movie number four is like atrociously adapted. And I think we might have touched on this last time, but I think it's because the director
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that movie was having a suck about reading such a long book, and so just like such big parts of the story are just cut away, and
Well, that makes sense because Goblet of Fire just wasn't very good.
yeah, Goblet of Fire is easily the worst movie.
My favorite part of Goblet of
But
Fire is Dumbledore calmly asked Harry.
I laughed so much when I got up to that page. Like, just seeing that text warmed my heart.
Hey, it made for a more interesting scene, but no, that was not calmly asking Harry. Or calmly, Harry, you put your name in the Goblet of Fire. Ah, fun movie. I might, but sounds like the book was better.
Yeah, definitely a lot better.
Would you still say
I
Goblet of
didn't.
Fire is the worst you've read so far, though?
No, I'd say the first book is
Mm-hmm.
the worst. Not because it's bad, but purely just because of its length. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just because all the other ones are longer, they have more time for you to get sucked into the world,
Yeah.
pretty much. um, I'd say I haven't finished Order of the Phoenix, but I think so far it's my favorite one. And then number 3, number 4, number 2, number 1.
Okay, yeah.
Um, yeah.
So judging by the fact that there was two Deathly Hallows movies, I'm guessing that was probably the longest book, or maybe they just wanted to expand out the story.
No, Order of the Phoenix is the longest book.
Okay.
um, I'm pretty sure they just split that into 2 because it was like a trend
Money.
at the time. Because oh yeah, and money. Because like Hunger Games is the
Ah,
last
yeah,
movie
yes.
split into 2,
Right, of
and
course.
that's one book. And I think another franchise might have done it, but like that trend came and went super quickly.
But to
I
be
think
fair,
people
expanding
realized
out
how
into two
stupid it
movies
is.
does give you plenty of time to actually go over everything you need to go over.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure. I was watching something that said originally for Goblet of Fire they were gonna do 2 movies just because like that book is basically the first 3 put into one in terms of length.
Mm-hmm.
Not completely, but it is like 600 and something pages.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So yeah, they were gonna put that into 2 movies, but I guess at the time, even though the franchise was really like blowing up, I guess it just wasn't popular enough
Mm-hmm.
at that time to justify it. Maybe.
So, what would you say was like the worst thing that was cut from Goblet of Fire?
Something really weird is it's not necessarily cut; it's more so changed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I didn't realize this. I found this out in another video, but like the um kind of structure of a Harry Potter book is like it's a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
They're all mystery books. Like the first one is like, oh, what is the Philosopher's Stone? What's the three-headed dog guarding? And then um, Chamber of Secrets is obviously what is the Chamber of Secrets? What is petrifying on? Blah blah blah. It goes on and on. They're all mystery books.
Then one who
And
is serious, so on and so forth.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so in the fourth one, there's a bunch of things. So there's at the start of the movie when they're at the Quidditch World Cup, there's the dark mark that's
Mhm.
cast into the sky, and in the movie you see the guy that does it. But in the book you don't see who does it, and it's a big talking point until you find out.
Mhm.
And there's just like I guess this goes into what was cut. There's a bunch of characters that don't have near as much like screen time, yeah. And there's also one that's just like cut out entirely, which was weird because you see him throughout the entire book. And yeah, there's just all these little mysteries that kind of just get cut out for just stupid stuff.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense because we had all these other schools come in, and you had obviously the representatives from those schools, but you weren't really given much time to care about them.
Yeah, you definitely learn a lot more about the head people of the schools, and something weird as well is like in the movie, those 2 schools are like all boys and all girls, but like in the book they're just the same as Hogwarts, how they have like boys and girls.
So what
Which
you're
is super
saying is
weird.
the director basically just read Spark Notes and then decided to make a movie.
I'm pretty sure that is like someone must have just like told him what happens in the book. He probably read like 2 chapters and was like, nah, fucking whatever. It's just a really dodgy adaptation, and I think the movie spends too much time on stupid stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Dobby is in the 4th book and the 5th one, but you like, which is okay. Something that I always found annoying is
Mm-hmm.
like Dobby in the 2nd book is like a piece of shit and the most annoying thing ever. And like he dies in the 7th one, and it's like, oh well,
Well,
you're meant to
spoilers.
feel, yeah, fucking. It came out like 7 years ago or something.
I'll check. You just keep talking. I'll find out when it came out.
So anyway, yeah, he dies in the last one, and you're meant to feel sad, but it's like, in the context of the movie, he's like being pretty fucking annoying. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but you get to see him in these other books. I don't know if he's in number 6 or not, but he's in number 4 and 5, and he's a lot more fleshed out and like
Mm-hmm.
actually likable. So I feel like once he actually dies, I might care.
No fucking way it came out this long ago. What?
When did it come out?
It says it came out in 2010. What?
The last one or the
Yeah,
part
Deathly Hallows
one?
Part 1. No fucking way it came out that long
Such a
ago.
long time ago. What the hell?
No, it didn't come out that long ago, did it? Surely not. It says Part 2 came out in 2011. What the 2011? What the fuck? Are we just getting really old and just didn't realize? I thought it was way newer than
I
that.
think so. Yeah, that is weird. It feels like at most 5 years ago.
There's no way that number's right. It has to be wrong. Release date in Australia, July 13th, 2011. What the fuck? What the fuck?
I do remember I saw them before I moved from the hills, which was like 2013. So yeah,
Jeez, okay.
that's super weird.
I thought I was way older when I saw Deathly Hallows. I was fucking, what, 13? Alright then.
Yeah. Anyway, enough gushing about Harry Potter. What's your book like?
Not as fun as Harry Potter. This basically, so it looks into the basically how habits are formed and how you can use the way that habits, or how you can use the way that, say, like negative habits are formed, reframe basically how you're doing some sort of task to basically make that something that's more, I guess, something that you actually want to be shifting your habits towards. So say, for example, one thing they brought up is something called habit bundling, I think it was called, where you can take a negative habit that you want to do and then some positive habit you need to do and then put them together. So say, for example, you will only watch Netflix when you are on the elliptical, something like that. Or you will only do this thing you want to do when you want to do this thing you have to do. So say, I don't know, another example was you wanted to get like a pedicure. And you also needed to check your business emails. So then you can, even though you don't want to check your business emails, while you're doing that other thing, you can do that at the same time. And you can link together other habits, like, once I do this, and then after I'll do that. So, when I have breakfast, I will read the news. When I read the news, I will then think about something positive that happened yesterday. And it breaks down basically the psychological reasoning why this actually works. And honestly, I think it's a really good book. I think I'm about halfway through this as well. Right now, it's at the point where it's describing how to make a habit seem attractive. Initially, it was talking about... Well, actually, give me a second. What was it? How did it frame it? Where is it? I went past it. There's a page in here that has a thing. So we have 4 stages. We have make it obvious. So make it a habit that's something... Sorry. If you want to make it a habit, make it something that's obvious. So don't put it somewhere in the corner of your house. Put it somewhere where you're going to clearly see it. See it. And then make it attractive. So make it something that you want to do. Make it something that actually is going to be, I guess, entertaining to do. Make it something that you actually feel like you're spending your time in a way that makes sense. Make it easy. So obviously, like with make it obvious, don't just put it in the corner of your house. If, say, you want to learn guitar, put it in like the center of your lounge room or something, and then whenever you sit on the couch, then you can practice the guitar or something like that. And then make it satisfying, so make it so you're actually getting something out of the task. I like reading these self-help books. They're entertaining. They're interesting. I don't know.
Have you actually like implemented anything that you've read?
Yeah, I have. I'm just very bad at it. It's very much a work in progress. Because my biggest problem is that now that I'm not at uni, my problem whenever I go on holiday, not just with uni, just it happened with high school as well. Whenever I don't have something I have to do, all of my other tasks just fill up the rest of that time that it would have been at school or been at uni, anything like that. So I don't actually end up getting any more extra time.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty much the same with that one.
So I try to like fill my day with things I need to do so I can actually like get something done.
Yeah. I just ask about like, have you implemented anything from the self-help books? Because I remember seeing this video about this guy saying how you can fall down this hole really easily where you kind of like read a self-help book, but you don't really implement anything into it. And then you just like keep latching onto the next book and then the next book because you feel like you're accomplishing, like, you know, when you finish a book you feel good about yourself because, like, you know, it's a bit of a time sink and you're like, wow, I put the effort into like reading it. It's not like when you finish a movie you're just like, oh, it was good, but Yeah, so you kind of can get addicted to just reading these self-help books without actually implementing anything, and then so that becomes its own thing that you have to try and fix.
Hey, if your goal was to read more, then you've accomplished your goal.
That's true.
So I think it was about 2 minutes or so before we started recording. I actually got an email saying that my final results are out for my design document. I haven't checked them yet, but
for IT project.
For my sorry?
Is that for IT project?
Yeah, for IT project. I don't know what. Well, I know what my partner said that he got, so I assume that it's the same. I'm just going to double check it now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's group marking. I don't think you get individually marked for that, unless like.
I think you can change the weighting in like the section at the bottom.
Oh yeah, well that, and also if you get like talk shit about each other in the Sparks review.
Let's see. System design document. Fucking hell. HD in every single category. Oh.
I think I got a HD for my one, which also surprised me because we stayed up until like 3 o'clock in the morning just working on it, and thought it was like the worst thing ever. But you know,
that's because you're up till 3 in the morning working on it. Yeah, I've been slowly working on it the entire year, so I think we ended up with like 130 pages or something stupid, and I'm guessing they gave us all HD, so they were too lazy to mark it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They did
something good about.
Yes.
I was just gonna say something good about my project was it wasn't very technical. It was I might have explained it on here before, but basically it was just like a program, not a digital program. What's another word for it? A course basically for high school students to learn about IT. So it was like a lot of paper-based activities.
Okay.
And for that, we had to do documentation because we had to make sure the people teaching it could understand it.
Right.
So it was really easy. We could just take that documentation and basically change it a little bit and just chuck it into our design document.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I know a couple of people who had a similar sort of thing this year. That seems fine, but I think it was Kenley said that he had a research paper or something he had to do documentation on. It's like, how do you even do that?
That's just stupid.
I don't know what the deal with those projects were. Why would you even... Like, it seems like some of the projects, they don't even bother to check like how much work you need to do or anything like that. Because mine, as I've said plenty of times, wasn't like 2 semesters worth of work at all.
Yeah, mine definitely wasn't 2 semesters worth of work. I think I just made it 2 semesters worth of work. Partly because we wanted to do a really good job because it was for an actual like important governmental.
So yours
department.
was actually going to be used.
Yeah, and it has been used because so it was for DHS, Department of Human Services, which takes care of like Centrelink and stuff. Which for people not in Australia is just like what's the American version?
So is it Social Security? Is that what it's called?
I have no idea, but just basically government payments.
Government handouts. There you go. Whatever they're called in your country.
And so our group, my team, there was 3 of us from uni, and then there was 3 people from there, and we still like catch up every couple months because we like worked really good together and had a really good time. And like the last time we caught up, the people at the workplace were like, yeah, we've used it and like it's had super good results. So
wow,
something to chuck on the old resume.
Yeah, no, that actually is good. Mine is just, hey, you were a code monkey, you did fuck all work the entire year.
Yeah, going back to that, like I guess they just have a certain amount of projects that they like care about getting, and then they like throw the rest of the students just some actual garbage.
Well, mine had like I had a 6.5 GPA, so it's not like I got a garbage project. I think what they do is they might go by who's offering the project. So yours was DHS. Mine was the CSIRO. Both are fairly credible organizations. My project was just a joke. Because I know some people who got projects where it's like, make something for the lecturer. Those are the people who get the dropkick projects.
Yeah, like, create a game for Stuart.
What a joke of a project.
I know some dropkicks that got that dropkick project, so, you know. I think it's probably important to have a couple of those for the students that really should not be in uni still, but like...
Yeah, they really should have been filtered out 2 or 3 years ago.
I think we both know who we're talking about.
I don't know what, like, if he ended up finishing or what happened to him.
I think he's still there. I think I remember... Not last time I went into uni to say hello, but the time before that he was still there, so...
Playing Smash?
Yes. As all good uni students do.
Yep, absolutely. Not doing any work, nothing like that, just Smash. He seemed invested in his Japanese class, at least. Sort of. A little bit.
I mean... Just a bit, but also complaining about it every 3 second that he had. I don't know if I could be bothered learning a language, because, like, I hate reading textbooks, and, like, you need to read the textbook for a language. Yeah, after first year, I didn't read a textbook properly at all. I don't think even in first year I read one. I was like... I think I tried to do it for the first couple weeks. I was like, wow, I'm really not learning anything from this.
Right now I'm actually in the process of learning Japanese, and I feel like I've gotten about as far as Aiden has gotten, like, 2 years. I've been doing it for like 3 weeks. Anyway, yeah, I'm in the same boat with textbooks. Most of them are a massive, massive pain to read. The only one that I have gone out of my way to read is called Code Complete. And that's not... because it's actually a good book. Like, it's a textbook second. But, like, with Programming Fundamentals, the Java book or anything like that, it's just like...
Actual snooze fest. Like, it's legit that stereotype of, like, someone reading a book and then they fall asleep. Like, textbooks are basically the only thing that will do that to me.
Yep. Yeah, and most of the time, though, like, the lecturers will just take what's important and put it in the lecture slides. Like, they'll say, oh, don't just learn from the lecture slides. Like, don't put everything in the lecture slides, then. They actually make good lecture slides where you talk about other content. Don't just copy and paste everything from the textbook. They'll never learn. Geez. They never will learn. They're always going to do it.
It's because it's easy. Like, you have to put in effort to make a good PowerPoint. Like, if you're not just copying and pasting stuff, you need to, like, take what's in the textbook or what you know and convert that into a good PowerPoint that you can then expand upon in your own words. Like, that's not easy because, you know, we had to do it for a bunch of presentations.
I don't feel like I've ever gotten better at doing presentations, but my grades have been going higher for them, so I guess I have? I don't know.
I know I've definitely gotten better at just speaking in general, as I say, fucking stuttering over my words. But I definitely noticed a difference looking back from my first presentation at uni compared to some of my last ones. Like, I was still super nervous for all of them, but I could tell that, like, just going into them, I felt a lot more prepared in terms of, like, having to actually present something.
I know there is a recording of my D2DI presentation. I think we had to upload them. I should go back and watch it.
Yeah, we did have to upload them.
Which was weird. So, Okay, here's something I want to explain to people. For some reason, in my uni or in our uni, a lot of people, a lot of the lecturers, they like to say to the students, record the lecture, record the presentation, and then they'll mark the presentation. So if you don't bring a phone, you don't get graded. Which is
Really big brain.
Or if someone in the class isn't going to lend you a phone, they won't record it themselves. They want someone in the class to record it. Can they not just set up their phone on a tripod or something? Is that just not possible? Then you don't have to go through the hassle of sending it to them or anything like that. Nope.
That class is just a train wreck.
Yeah, DCI isn't a thing anymore. It's been, like, broken apart.
What a shame.
What a shame. Well, yeah, the class was there, but I think it was a class to replace a filler class, wasn't it?
Initially.
I'd heard that it replaced something like Aboriginal Studies.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's what was supposed to be there beforehand.
Oh, that's bizarre.
They just didn't have anything to put in that spot.
I could think of a lot of things that could be in there. Why wasn't the Git course at the start? Not that that course is even necessary, but like that course would have been a lot more useful. Git. Literally, that is a sad course, but you know.
Well, yeah, what they could have done is did, like, I don't know, 6 weeks on Git is still too much on Git, but they could have 6 weeks on Git and then like 6 weeks on Introduction to Linux. That's all you need. That's what that course could have been.
I think you're really underestimating the average uni student.
No, my problem, though, is that there were so many courses that had introductions to Linux in them. And it didn't need to be there, because there was, like, I don't know, I think I did like 3 or 4 courses that all had introductions to Linux in them. And I don't know why they were there.
Yeah, who knows? I think there seems to be like a bit of just not communication between the courses. Like someone's like, I'm doing this and you can't tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's like when really it should be. I mean, they might actually all talk together, but like it doesn't feel like that.
At least going through first year, it seemed to be fine. When we did it, first year made sense.
Yeah.
But once you can start bringing in electives and stuff like that, that's when it all falls apart. Even when they have to be electives related to your course.
Yeah, I don't know how to approach that because I'm not the one that's meant to be coordinating all the courses, but yeah, there needs to be some collusion between them to make them. Yeah.
I can accept the electives being a bit of a mess, but when they're core course subjects that everyone in the degree does, I think you can sort of work something out there.
Yeah, for sure. Like
every student in that degree does data structures. Yeah, that's the point of getting at there.
Yeah, just uni is a bit fucked in general.
Yeah, I'm happy to be done. Honestly, I love not being there now. I don't think it's probably going to kick in until like February when I was supposed to be going back. Like once holidays would have normally been over, that's when I think I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, now uni's actually over, isn't it? Because right now it's just like holidays, like I normally would be in.
Yeah, I thought like when I finished, I was like, oh, I thought I'd feel different after my last assignment. And I didn't. I was like, well, maybe I'll feel different when everyone goes back. I was like, I didn't. I'm like, oh, okay. So I guess I am just floating around for now.
Well, it helps for me because I keep giving myself new projects to take up some time. So it's not like I'm just doing nothing.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that, like trying to still just make videos and stuff, and I got something else I'm working on at the moment that hopefully I can stick to because I feel like it'd be super cool when I finish it. I got a job as well that's just like some manual labor and makes me want to die, but it's something to do in the meantime.
I'm sure you're heavily using your degree there.
Yes, definitely. I had multiple times during one of my shifts, I was like, wow, not to be an elitist or anything, but I am a bit too smart to be working here. Just like, no, I'll tell you the exact moment I realized this.
Okay, sure.
This shift I was doing was at Spend Less Shoes, which at their big warehouse. So it's basically just moving giant boxes of shoes. And there was a guy inside of the truck that brought all the shoes in. He was putting them on the conveyor belt, and like we were sharing. There was three of us like down at the bottom of the conveyor belt, and you have to sort them into different colors and types of shoes and stuff onto the pallets. And so this guy that I was with, so we have to stack them in a certain way, like you have to have the tape of the box along like this. You can't have it vertical.
Sure.
And you have to like stack it in this certain circular pattern. And so like I was doing it. It's literally brain dead work. Like it's just moving boxes and stacking them in the right order. And this dude was absolutely struggling to figure out how to place his box in the correct direction and rotation.
To be fair, I have no idea how to do that either. We'll get like pallets of Coke coming in, and I just see there's a pattern there. I'm like, I don't know what to do here.
No, but it's different from that though, because it's not like you're just doing it yourself. Like we were with a supervisor who was telling us explicitly what to do, and told this dude like he fucked it up 5 times, and the dude was like each time he was like, no, you gotta do it like this, you gotta do it like this, and he still just kept messing it up. And that was the moment I was like, I shouldn't be here.
Oh, so what do you? I'm guessing by what you said, you're not working at Spend Less.
No, not at the actual stores. It's just the warehouse.
Oh, okay.
Like the distribution center, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so like unloading trucks and just like pick packing.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, thrilling work. I love moving boxes all day. I love when you go home from doing that all day, and then you close your eyes, and then you are moving the boxes still.
To be fair, my side of it, I still lift boxes, just not as many boxes. Mine feels just as fun.
Yeah.
How many hours are you doing there? That like part time, casual? What are you doing?
No, it's just casual, and it's like very random to what, because they like I'm not on an actual roster. They just kind of like call me in if I'm needed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, last week I had one 9-hour shift and then one 5-hour shift.
Oh, gross.
My body was not prepared for that 9-hour shift.
No, it wouldn't be. I don't miss doing 9 hours.
Yes.
I've had people be like, oh, you can get like a full... now that you're done with uni, you can go get like a full-time development job. Like, I don't fucking want to work full-time. Even if it's doing desk work, fuck that.
Yeah, I think full-time work actually sucks your soul out of your body.
Like, you don't need... Like, unless you're living in the city or you have a family or anything like that, you don't need to do full-time work. It's just not a thing.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, I did those 2 shifts, and I also got my Centi pay, and like I only have to do those 2 shifts once a fortnight, and I can live comfortably, like indefinitely. Like, it goes back to the big rant we always have. Just people don't know how to fucking spend their money.
Well, to be fair, if you do have a family, sure, that's going to be very expensive, but also. Yeah, sure, then you need to work full-time. But if you're a single dude, you don't need to work full-time. Just, you don't.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you're, like, in charge of a whole family and you're the only person that works, yeah, sure, you probably do have to work full-time. But, like, even if you have 2 people that have a job in that household, you don't need to work full time.
Well, yeah, there's a big part of it where people live in suburbs where they really shouldn't be living in. Like,
Oh yeah,
not
the
to say that you can't
fancy
live there if you want
eastern
to, but
suburbs.
just live within your means. Does that mean you have to make some sacrifices? Yes, it does. Get over it.
Does that mean you have to live in Elizabeth? Yes, but that's okay because as long as you got bars on your windows, you'll be fine.
I was looking at some houses in Davao the other day.
Ooh.
Some places that are in like the 145 range. And to be honest, there's actually some really nice houses. Like, surprisingly nice.
Yeah, it's probably because they're like newer. Like all the new houses in those kind of it's not even like poorer areas. It's just like not as fancy as some of the other areas, but like they're generally nice. And
Yeah.
like I think with those new developments, I think a lot of the stigmas attached to those areas are also leaving. Like the past couple times I've been to like northern suburbs, honestly haven't been that bad. It's really only around like the public transport that you have to be worried about.
Yeah, you still get some units there. But that is always going to happen. But yeah, that's definitely true with like Davao and Elizabeth and all that. Because it's such a cheap area, now a lot of like younger families are moving out there because that's really the only place they can like you can really afford to actually buy a house if you're stupid and have a kid when you're 19.
I think I'd still rather just like move into semi-country area before I'd move into northern suburbs anyway, because it's like same price. I mean, like it's a bit further from civilization, but like that's also kind of a nice thing. And like yeah, you don't have to worry about like that kind of derroness if that's something that you are
You
worried
have a bit
about.
of different derroness when you start moving country.
It's more so just like everyone wants to be your friend and they're all retarded. And then northern suburbs is everyone wants to be your friend and then they stab you.
I'm trying to find it right now, but there's a so do you know that there's some places in Australia that you can get gigabit?
Yes.
Yeah, there's basically it's any of the places that have fiber to the home, you can get gigabit. Now there is a map somewhere, but the map keeps getting its link changed and I can't find it right now. But I think there's some places in Outer Gula where you can get gigabit, and I think that's the furthest in SA. And then you have to go like to a different fucking state to get gigabit. But even in Adelaide, you can't get gigabit. That's the funniest part about it. It's just random parts ended up getting fiber to the home that it's there.
Yeah, I remember back in like 2013 looking at the NBN map and like everywhere of Australia was meant to have good internet by like 2014 and then it just never happened.
I've just found this news article here. NBN's new 2023 gigabit fiber rollout. Who wins? Who misses out? Why it's right? Why it's the right upgrade? Are they just? They're not redoing NBN, are they?
I mean, probably.
Well, yeah, it was a shit rollout.
Let me just tear up all the road again.
So let's see. By 2023, 75% of fixed line NBN network will have access to gigabit speeds. So that's all fiber to the premises, obviously. All HFC, all FTTC, so that's fiber to the corner, and 2 million fiber to the node. Wow, okay. Somehow they're going to do gigabit over that shitty copper. I'm guessing it's going to be the copper in the new areas.
I'd like to see that. I have no hopes anymore for kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, no, this is what happens when you let like a government monopoly try to roll out an internet plan like this. It's going to fall apart as soon as the leadership changes. And something that people might not know about Australia is we have leadership changes like every couple of weeks. That's a couple of years ago. It fucking was like that. I think you had 3 liberal leaders within like 2 or 3 months. Like, our politics are fucking great. I love it.
Absolutely useless. It's just like it's like how they in America how they just like shit on Trump for everything except like they just shit on anything that's not liberal because everything's owned by Rupert Murdoch.
Oh yeah, Rupert Murdoch is our what's his fucking name? I'm blanking on a name. You should know. You're the conspiracy guy. The guy who pays every single group out there to do bad things. What's his name?
His name is Bernie Sanders.
No, not fucking Bernie Sanders. No. Similar to the Koch brothers, but I don't remember the guy I'm thinking of. But yeah, it's basically here is the guy who funds all of the bad things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do love going to Twitter sometimes. You just look at anything related to like you have two sides on Twitter. You have the people who love the Liberal Party, and then the people who hate Rupert Murdoch and will try to burn anything to the ground that has his name attached to it. And it's great. I love it. Our politics just aren't as fun as US politics, though.
Yeah, I think it's just like kind of like how Australian like shows and movies like their vibe is so much like more calm and like no one fucking cares about it compared to like American stuff where it's like, you know, Hollywood is a thing. It's just like those comparisons also just lead into the politics, so it's like literally just white old men in suits, and it's like fucking no one cares about that because why would you?
There's a I think there's a scene from Futurama that people like to bring up with Australian politics. It's what was it? Fucking John Jackson and Jack Johnson.
Yes.
I don't remember those were the exact names, but yeah, you know the scene I'm talking about. Yeah.
No, that I'm pretty sure that is their names.
I will do good things. I will do better than the good things that he is doing.
That is a pretty good episode. I think that one has brain slugs in it as well.
I need to go back and actually watch Futurama. I'm sure there's a lot of episodes I missed out on that were absolute gold.
Yeah, pretty much everything in the first 4 seasons is like primo. Like there's only a couple like, you know, kind of throwaway episodes. And then the 4 movies are really good.
Wait, there were movies?
Yeah, there's 4 movies.
Wait, what?
When they were airing on TV, they split them up into 4 episodes each, so maybe that's why.
Oh, that could be it. Okay. What do we have here?
Then after the movies, there was a couple seasons which like have some super good episodes, but also have like the worst episodes.
Oh, okay. No, I have seen this one then. So with Bender's Big Score, this was when you had the Harlem Globetrotters. Yeah, I have seen this one. Bender's Game. What is Bender's Game? Bender's Game.
It's a big D&D parody.
I have seen that one as well. Okay, yeah, I guess I have seen the movies then. At least most of them. We have Into the Green Yonder. What's this one? Yeah, I have seen this one. This is when they go visit. What's the Asian girl's name? They go visit her parents or something.
Yeah, Amy's parents.
Yeah, that's her name.
Well, Amy's dad wants to make like a giant mini golf course,
right? And then we have the Beast with a Billion Backs. I don't know if I've seen this one. This one doesn't seem familiar.
It's when so at the end of Bender's Big Score. No, fucking yeah. That's what it's called. Bender's Big Score. The universe like tears in half or some shit, and then they go and investigate, and like this big tentacle monster comes out.
I don't know if I've seen that. I'm not sure. That's fun. Maybe I don't know. I've got plenty of things I need to watch. Maybe I'll go back and watch Futurama at some point. It's always fun to go back and enjoy some of the older shows like that. It's weird to call Futurama old, because I remember when it was, like, airing. When did Futurama start?
1999.
Fuck. Is that old? Jeez.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, maybe I didn't see it when it was airing then. Oh, no. No, there was a break or something? I don't know. Huh.
It got cancelled like 2 or 3 times, so...
Right, that makes sense.
Like, there was the first 4 seasons, they got cancelled. They had the 4 movies, they got cancelled. They had one of the new seasons, and I think they didn't know if they were going to be cancelled again.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had the last season, and they were like, okay, this is enough.
Yeah, that's weird, because I remember, like, people loving Futurama, but it's weird that maybe it just wasn't that popular? I don't know, maybe it's just popular now.
I mean, I think its original run was popular because, like, it was coming off of Matt Groening from, like, all the Simpsons hype. And then I guess, like, the ratings must have not been what Fox was expecting, because that's who they were with originally, and so they dropped them. And then, you know, they did the 4 movies, which probably didn't really resonate with people as much as a TV show.
Well, yeah, they weren't
like,
really movies. If they
they never
like
they never got aired in cinemas. I don't think. You say that they can be cut up, but I remember it being pretty janko the way they did it.
Well, I don't remember how they were cut. I sort of remember how they were cut, but it's a long time ago when I saw them.
Yeah, and then I think they got picked up by Comedy Central.
Yeah, that's what it's saying on Wikipedia.
Yeah. Yes. I lost where I was gonna go with that.
I don't know. Futurama's good though.
Yeah, definitely a good watch. I think it definitely is something that is good to go back to, because, like, there's a lot of jokes that you probably would have missed when you were younger.
I have noticed that with some things that I've rewatched. It's like, oh yeah, that was funny as a kid, but it's much funnier now. That's how you make a good show, like, especially a good kids show. If it's something that the kids can enjoy, but there'll be a lot of jokes that they just won't get. It might still be funny to them, but they just won't get until they're a bit older.
Think of the children.
Yeah, Simpsons does a really good job at that.
Can't have this smut in my child show.
So last time we talked, I think we talked about what game did we talk about last time? It's a really dumb game.
Good question. I don't remember.
I don't know. Well, I've got another dumb game for you, and it's on my Steam wishlist right now, so I'm probably gonna buy it over Christmas. It's this game called Overgrowth. Now, it might not sound interesting, but
is that I believe that is the one with the rabbits. Yes. Yes, that game is really fun.
I need to actually go play it. No, don't play the audio. Don't. There. Yeah.
Here
we go. Here's the Steam page for it. It is the one with the rabbits. You're basically a kung fu rabbit. I really want to play it, but it's $34 right now in Australia, and I don't want to pay $34 for it. But it looks cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's so stupid though, because it's like been in development for like 10 years or something ridiculous.
It's still getting changes as of August. That's hilarious.
I last played it 3 years ago.
I was just looking at stuff on Gaming on Linux, and this was one of the games that showed up out of nowhere. It was like, oh yeah, this game you can play. Like, okay. I watched a IGN review. Don't watch IGN reviews, but I watched an IGN review of this game, and they pointed out some things that lowered the score. I think they gave it like a 5.3, and every time they said something, I was like, this game sounds even better. So the physics are really janky. Sometimes if you jump off of a massive cliff, you'll take no fall damage. Sometimes you die instantly. If you approach some NPCs from the wrong direction, it won't trigger the cutscene, and the game just softlocks. Sometimes you can just one-shot bosses for no reason. Like, you can just get a lucky strike and just die instantly.
Mhm.
That sounds great. It sounds like a great stream game.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I would definitely recommend it, like, because yeah, it is a bit jank, but it is also like actually really fun to play.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like shit, so it'll run on anything.
I remember when I had my old computer, I would struggle to run it because my old computer was so shit.
Like, this thing isn't great, but it's good enough for things like this. Lately,
Yeah.
oh, not lately, I guess over the weekend I played a bit of Hades. That was really good.
Yeah, I watched like the first couple minutes of your stream. And
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like, I can't
okay.
be fucked watching this.
Oh, yeah,
I just saw the thumbnail. I was like, I have to click on
Oh,
this.
yeah, right, you commented on it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that game is... it's a lot of fun, but that thumbnail I threw together in like 5 minutes. I wasn't happy with the thumbnail, I just needed a thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
I think next time I might cut out Zag and then put like a glow on him or something, and that will make it stand out a bit more.
I need to play Hades. I just like haven't gotten around to it because I finished Bastion. I 100%ed Transistor. That's like
Jesus.
one of my favorite games. I played a bit of Pyre, and that was like cool, but
Yeah, that
I
game
just
completely
don't
slipped
really
under
get
my
into it.
radar.
Yeah, I mean, like, you don't even really have to play the games to appreciate them, just because like they're so pretty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Supergiant does a great job at art. That's one thing you cannot criticize them on. Their art is gorgeous. And their soundtracks. Their soundtracks are also great.
Yeah, I used to listen to the Transistor soundtrack like all the time because it's so just beautiful.
I got up to the first major boss in Hades, and like there's a talking scene just before the boss fight actually starts. So if you don't end the talking scene, obviously fight won't start. But the boss music did start playing, so I just left it on the last panel and just listened to the boss music like 2 or 3 minutes. Because it's this really, really good guitar riff. I'm like, okay, if I just start playing now, I'm not going to be able to deal with this. But this song is fucking amazing.
Yeah. Another game. Wait. Oh, you know, let me double check that it's on Linux first.
If you go to ProtonDB, you'll find the...
Yeah, it's on Linux. They have it on the bottom of the Steam page.
Oh no, you don't really need Linux support. If you use Proton, you can just get it work into a translation layer. That's how I'm playing Hades.
Okay. Well, it's called. I might have talked about this before, but it's called 5D Chess with Multiverse Time Travel.
You did. You have talked about this before. 5D Chess.
Just go on the Steam page. The
Yeah,
screenshots are just beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at. Okay, here I'm showing it on the screen. Here we go. I think you have talked about it before, but I'm happy to. Yeah.
Look, it's not something that I would like. I've actually actively played, but it's really fun to figure out how everything works. To play an actual chess game on this is like super fucked. Like they have like a normal chessboard is 8x8,
Yeah.
but I think they have like 6x6 boards because it's just like it's too ridiculous to play a proper game of chess.
Oh fucking hell! I need to find someone to play it. Do you want to play this on a stream at some point?
I would more than happily play this with you on stream.
Because I imagine there is like AI you can play against, but You wouldn't want to. You want to play this with someone who you can fucking laugh at what's happening with.
Once I figured out how each of the pieces move and how it works, I then was like, how the fuck did you program this? This is so messed up.
Yeah, I don't know how you would. You probably have some sort of tree structure going on in the background to store the positions, but this is a fucking mess.
Yeah, you'd have a tree structure for because each turn the board moves forward and then the past is back there and then you go onto the current board. But you can also have alternate timelines as well.
I'm gonna send you a specific image and explain to me what's happening right here.
Okay, so that is a queen. And so a queen in normal chess can move diagonally or up and down, left and right. So basically, it can move in all of the possible directions. You know, for me to explain this, I need to explain how some of the other pieces work.
Okay.
So a rook or a castle can move in one dimension any amount. So it can move up until it hits something or left until it hits something down. So in the context of this, there's also the parallel dimensions and there's also the history dimensions. So it can move back in time in the same spot as much as it wants because it's moving in one direction, one dimension, sorry. Or it can move through parallel timelines as much as it wants. And then so a bishop moves diagonally, which really means moving 2 dimensions at once. So on a normal chessboard, it moves, in the diagonal shape. But in this, if you want to move back in time or across other dimensions, moving a dimension counts as moving one direction. So when you move a bishop back in time, you don't move diagonally. You move back in time one and either down, left, right, or up one. And so basically, a queen can move any amount of dimensions at once, which means it can move up, down, left, right, diagonal in the 2D one, but it can also move back in time at the same time, or it can move different timelines at the same time, or it can do all of those at once.
So what I'm seeing here is it's moving back in time across parallel universes, and it's also shifting its square. So it's not moving from the same point to the same point, it's moving to a different point.
Yeah, because a queen can move any dimensions at any amount of dimensions at once. Also, all of those white arrows are just where you can move. That's not where it is moving to.
No, that's what I get that, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty fucked.
Yeah, I can see that.
But it's good fun when you are playing against a friend and then you're like, hey, guess what? You lose. Because you moved your queen into a spot where it attacks a king in the past, and then that's checkmate.
So if you set it up right, you could basically, you could effectively just have a turn 1 checkmate.
No, you can't do turn 1 checkmates. It's more so there's something. The big change in how the game works, aside from all the fucking timelines, is that you can checkmate a king in the past because a king in the past can't move itself, so it can't defend itself. So if you move, let's say, so you have your regular chessboard where the king is, and let's say in the future you move your rook to where that king was. Going back in time, it's checkmated the king because the king can't move.
This does sound like fun, but it sounds like an absolute mess.
There's also 2 new pieces that you can play with. I think they're called. One of them's called a dragon, and one of them's called a unicorn.
So we're not even playing chess anymore.
Basically, I think it's the unicorn has to move 3 dimensions at once. So it has to move diagonally and also either back in time or into a different timeline. And then the dragon has to move all 4 dimensions at once. Yeah.
It's only $17 Australian, so if you have a friend who wants to play this nonsense with you, negative review, got called an idiot the entire time, had fun. Fair call. Let's find negative reviews. Let's just read them.
Rook to 1999, checkmate.
I'm editing this review to acknowledge the dev has released an update that improves a lot of the game by my understanding, or at least that was their intention. I am acknowledging I have not tested the new changes, nor am I going to be able to have a new player entering and learning the game experience again. The review that... oh my god, what is this fucking... Did this guy just write an entire fucking article here? Okay, he does have a legitimate problem with it. The UI is awful and actively fights you learning the game. That's fair. It is about time travel, and yeah, I can see how the UI would not be amazing. This game, while really cool and fun to play, completely stops progressing in about half the matches I play because it gets stuck on some calculations for an indefinite time, making it impossible to finish. I guess there might be ways to soft lock it. That's amusing.
I mean, I don't think it's soft locked. I think it just, because you can get to the point where there's so many boards on the screen and there's so many chess pieces, it has to go through and check, like, is this checking the king in the past? Like, it probably just fucking overloads it and you have to sit there for like 10 minutes.
Oh, fucking hell. This looks great. I love this idea. We'd have to play with a small board because I don't want to be here for like Monopoly time. But...
it's really, yeah.
Plus, also, I don't think my brain can handle this. If there's too many boards.
The puzzles are really fun to play as well. Because that's like kind of how you learn how the pieces move. Like by doing the puzzles, you're like, oh, okay, I get why I check.
Right. We need to get rid of the regular what is the Twitch chess nonsense called?
Fucking
I don't know what it's called. You know what I'm talking about though.
Yeah.
Yeah, get rid of that, replace it with 5D chess multiverse time travel. Become a grandmaster in this.
Also, it's not actually 5D, it's only 4D.
Yeah.
5D sounds better. I think it's because, like, chess as a game is only 2-dimensional, but, like, if you discount the third one, people are going to be like, what? Because, like, there's the 2D plane, and then one of the dimensions is history, like going back in time, and then one is all the parallel timelines. Yeah. So there isn't actually 5, but
Well, 4D chess is already a game, so calling it 4D chess would kind of confuse people.
Yeah, probably.
Because 4D chess is actually 3D chess.
Yeah. So stupid.
Just don't think about it. Imagine, oh god, if they that would break this game if you actually did make this a 4D chess game with all the other mechanics.
This can't.
This seems to make more sense than 4D chess, though. Yeah, it does seem in some way to make more sense. Just not much. Just not much sense.
Just a little bit.
Just a little. We don't need vertical movement in chess. That just doesn't need to be there.
No, it's already hard enough.
Yeah, I'm already not big brain enough to understand how chess works. I don't need vertical movement. But time travel, that's fine. That's fine, sure.
Actually, multiverse time travel.
Oh, sorry, multiverse time travel. Fuck this game. I'm not looking at Steam. Okay, I'll add it to my wish list afterwards. I'll get it during the Christmas sale, probably. Like, I'm gonna buy things like Tasmanian Tiger.
When's the stream of that coming?
When I buy the game. That's when it comes. I think next stream I'm gonna do some... People keep bothering me to do some Bastion because I played Hades. So, it'll be Bastion this weekend. I'll probably do Bastion and some more Hades dungeon runs.
You're just gonna turn into a super giant channel.
That's fair. Yeah, well, I'm gonna run out of games eventually, so I can't do that. Maybe I can just be a Hades streamer.
Eventually, okay.
Maybe I can just be a Hades streamer. Play nothing but Hades. People do it with GTA. And then have their channels die when they stop playing GTA.
GTA, I tell you what, I don't know. That game still costs so much money. Like, how old is that? It's like 7-ish. I think it's 7 years old now.
5.
5 years old. Okay, that game still costs like $40 at EB Games.
$47 on Steam.
That is so stupid.
To be fair, people are still playing it. It's still being played online.
I have played 709 hours of GTA 5. Fucking hell.
Fuck.
Yes, I did used to play the game a lot.
I've played 0 hours of GTA 5. I've played a bit of GTA 4, though. 4 was fun. Even though not many people like 4.
4 is my favorite one.
Why? Why is 4 your favorite? Have you not played San Andreas?
No, I think San Andreas is very overrated, to be quite honest with you. This is like my most big brain opinion.
This is the hill you're gonna die on.
Yeah, this is basically your video about fucking mechanical keyboards. Like, I just... San Andreas just doesn't do it for me. I think number 4 is definitely a lot better. Which is so dumb because I'm pretty sure that's the one everyone's like, oh, that one's bad.
I think my least favorite is Vice City.
I have very mixed feelings about Vice City because I platinumed that game on my PS4, and that was one of the most miserable things I've ever done because, you know, I missed one of the stunt jumps, so I had to go and do all of them over again like 4 times because I couldn't figure out which one I had missed because it doesn't tell you. But the worst part was it's a fucking trophy, not an achievement. There's a trophy where you need to get a crime rating of 1 million or something, which is like so stupid because like the only way you can do it is there's 2 methods. You can either restart your whole game and then go find a minigun and then shoot it at a car for like 20 hours. Like 20 real life hours. Or you can do what I did, which is just as time consuming. Park a bunch of helicopters. You get 4 helicopters, park them all on one roof, then you enter the same cheat code. I think I calculated, it turns out to be like 35,000 times you have to enter the cheat code to blow up. It blows up all of the helicopters and it counts, that inflates your rating. So Yeah, I'm pretty sure I still have that cheat code ingrained in my muscle memory.
Did you actually do it 35,000 times?
Yeah, I was determined because I got all of the other trophies. I'm like, I have come this far. I spent like 40 hours doing this whole game. I'm like, I'm not gonna let this stupid little fucking thing beat me.
Fuck, why would you do that?
Because I'm autistic, clearly.
I judge a GTA game by how well the cheat codes work. I don't like Vice City because the flying code didn't work. It like made your car bounce and then go back down. That's what you got.
I mean, yeah, it is. The flying cars is a bit better in San Andreas.
Yes, much better.
But, it's still usable in Vice City. Also, the Vice City map is, like, really small. I didn't realize how small it was.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. But I don't know. I played San Andreas a lot as a kid. If I had, like, if a PS2 had a number of hours you played a game for, I think it would probably be my most played game ever.
I know I had GTA on my PS2, but like I don't think I ever played it. I was like more about Ratchet and Clank and Jack and Daxter and Sly and fucking Worms Forts.
No, the only good Worms games were the 2D ones.
I mean, I still like the 3D ones, but the 2D ones are definitely a lot better. When are you playing Worms on your stream?
When am I playing Worms on my stream? That's a good question. I don't know. At some point, maybe I'll do it as like a community game night, and get destroyed by the worm champions who are
The worm elitists.
I guarantee there's someone who there are people who still play nothing but Quake now. I guarantee there are people who play nothing but Worms.
No, there are. Because I used to play Worms Armageddon a bit, which is like, I think most people consider it to be the best Worms game. Like, it's one of the older ones, but like, it has the most weapons and like the ninja rope movement is super, super strange. It's like. Yeah, it's just
oh no, I just looked something up just to see if it exists. Worms Armageddon Pro Match 2v2. I knew it had to exist. Anyway, sorry, I cut you off there. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was pretty much done. But the Worms Armageddon UI is a bit yucky to navigate. Also, so I needed something to play with Alfie because we would basically only play Ultimate Chicken Horse together, and we needed something else to play. So I was like, "Oh, you should get a Worms game," and so I got him to get Worms WMD, which is like the newest 2D one, and it's also like an actual good one. And it never occurred to me because I had like grown up playing Worms so much, but the controls are actually so fucked. Like space is to shoot, shift is to like open up your menu. Caps lock is no, it's not caps lock. Tab changes what direction you're shooting an airstrike or something. Yeah, backspace is to do a backflip. Page down is how you open the chat. Asterisk is how you use voice chat.
What the fuck are these controls?
I don't know, but they've always been like that. So I guess like they were like, "Oh, don't want to ruin it for the Worms veterans."
I don't remember them ever being like that. They just just have like a fucking a dumb cunt mode and then actual proper controls.
I don't know what they're thinking. It's stupid.
That's no. But hey, Worms World Championship.
Mm-hmm. Let me have a peep at this.
It's just a YouTube search. I'm surprised this even exists. Surprisingly, it has a lot of views as well. That's the weirdest thing.
Worms Armageddon Pro Match 2v2 Pavel B. I John Mir, Odinist, and Pun Varese. That's the title of this video.
It is. That was 2 years ago. There were 2 years ago people were playing pro matches of Worms.
Let's see. I want to see if they do anything like actually crazy or not.
I don't know. What does pro strat in Worms look like?
I have no idea. I'm looking at this video.
You like bounce a grenade into someone's like hidey hole or something. I don't know. Like
doesn't. Oh, okay. I was gonna say this doesn't seem that good, but then he just like did some.
Are you now getting into the Worms World Championships?
Just a little bit. Okay, now I gotta stop watching this.
Yeah, no. Worms is fun though. I do want to go back and play that as well.
To go back to books, here's another good one.
What the fuck is that?
I gotta throw in my usual. This isn't very good for the audio listeners part of the podcast, but it's basically just like a book with a very intensely colorful color.
Basically, just think of an LSD trip, and there you go. You've got your cover.
Yeah, that's basically what this book is.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains it. Oh, yeah, God.
That's the first... Oh, that's like the first page.
I don't know how to explain what I'm seeing.
Some more ASMR. Some of the other pages. It's basically, there's this character that is like new to this town, and she has a washing machine that you go inside and you get transported to the drug world, basically. And it's about how she shares that with one of her new friends, and then the new friend kind of like ruins it by telling everyone about it, and some kid dies in there.
Fuck you. What?
Yeah, I don't know if it comes out on the camera properly, but like this person drinks from this weird kettle thing, and then they melt. So yeah, thought you'd appreciate that one.
I appreciate it. I don't know what I was looking at though.
The screen turned off. Why are you doing
this?
Wait, my computer just turned off.
Nah, I can hear you.
No, well, I'm on my laptop, but my like actual computer behind the laptop.
Okay. Windows update. That's what happened.
That was fucking rude. Oh, it's like I didn't even turn it off. It like what?
Gotta love Windows. Great operating system.
Yeah, definitely amazing. If I wanted to do anything with my computer that wasn't just like gaming and editing, I like would actually put some time into like putting Linux on it and stuff, because Windows is yucky.
Well, most games you can play just fine. Like Hades works flawlessly. There are some games that are very, very, very broken. Like, I know that Apex doesn't work.
What a shame.
I know, what a shame. So let's look at there's a list of the top 10 games that, there was a list. It's not showing it fucking now. Okay, so of the top 10 games on Steam, PlayerUnknown's Battleground doesn't work, Destiny 2 doesn't work, Apex doesn't, and Rainbow Six Siege doesn't, but all of the rest do.
To be honest, you're not really missing out on much. That's my next big brain opinion. I don't like any of those games.
But hey, you can go and play Football Manager.
Yay! My favoriteest game ever.
But no, most games work fine on Linux at this point. That's what I have to say. Most games work fine.
Mm-hmm.
Proton is great. I like Steam for doing that. Well, they didn't really make Proton. They basically just made Wine easier to use, but basically, because like when you install a Windows game on Linux, all you do is just click install. It says you want to run this with Proton, and you're like yeah, and then it does it, and it works pretty much.
I remember when I was like super young and I had my iMac.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to use Wine and I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, why can't I play this game?
Let me play Worms 2.
No.
See, there probably is a Mac version of Worms 2.
I mean, probably. I eventually just boot camped Windows on that iMac.
Oh yeah, boot camp. That's a thing, isn't it?
Easier.
Or was the thing? Yeah. I don't know if it's still a thing.
I'm pretty sure it still is. It's so nice to use. Like, it's super easy to install another OS on it, and then like changing over is literally just like holding down a key on when you start your computer.
Yeah, I remember the Macs that we were given in high school. They had boot camped Windows on it because some of the classes just had. I think we needed to use Google SketchUp or something for our design and tech class.
Oh yeah,
and that just wasn't on Mac at the time. It could be now. I don't know.
I remember
if it's even still being made.
My dad went on like a super big like. He went from I'll just restart that. He basically just like got super into Apple stuff, and like we only owned like Macs and iPhones and stuff, which was funny because until not that long ago, you couldn't do your taxes on a Mac device.
Really?
You had to do it on Windows. So we had this dingy old PC that we'd keep in the shed. They'd like drag out every once in a while just to do taxes.
That's weird because it's all done through a web browser. So why wouldn't it work? Is it just because Safari was just not playing nicely with it?
I don't remember, but there was a certain reason, or maybe it's just because my dad was dumb. But
yeah, it could be that as well. But yeah, SketchUp is
recollection. Yeah,
SketchUp is now available on macOS. I don't know if it's still being developed.
I remember it being pretty easy to use as well.
It looks like it might still be. Yeah, it was actually a pretty good design tool. Because I've used things like Blender, and Blender is very easy to break your model. Because it's actually a good tool.
How dare you say that about my Google SketchUp?
It doesn't seem to be owned by Google anymore. I think they sold it.
Zoom SketchUp.
Zoom SketchUp. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Zoom is I'm happy that I haven't had to use Zoom that much this year. It's just not a good program.
I had to use it once for an interview, and then those people never called me back. And I was like, "Well, fuck you then."
Now you work in DC.
Yeah.
Fun time. Hey, it's at least you're making some money now. That's good.
It was really good because I got my payslip yesterday, and I only got my tax file number like a couple days ago.
Wait.
So I didn't have a tax file number because I had never had a job before, and so I had to get one, and like it takes a bit of time for it to like go through and get applied and then sent back to you and stuff. And I got paid yesterday, and I haven't given the company my tax file number yet, so they taxed me the biggest amount, which was like half of my pay.
What do you mean you didn't have a tax file number? Don't you need to have one when you're doing your hex?
No.
I remember having to supply mine to the uni when I was doing that.
I think I might have done like a workaround or something
Uh-huh.
because I didn't have one.
My God. How old are you?
I am 21.
You didn't have a tax file number. So my school did a really good thing because they knew, because we went to Mark Olfen College, we were all dropkicks. So I think when we turned 15 or something, they gave every single student a form to go and apply for a tax file number. And everyone in that school got one before they even had a job. And that was actually really good. And that's one of the only good things that school has ever done.
That would have been pretty handy, to be quite honest.
Because they knew that none of these kids knew how to get a tax file number, and that most of their parents were on Centrelink and probably didn't have one anyway.
Instead of teaching me real life skills, I'm really glad I did PLP.
Oh, PLP. Have we talked about PLP before?
I think we've briefly shit-talked it before.
So PLP was basically... Think of it like a uni research project, but make it much smaller. Basically, it's supposed to get you to the idea of what a uni research project is, but you can bullshit it so hard.
You sure you're not thinking about research project?
Wait, maybe I am. No, PLP, there was also a research component, wasn't there?
No, it was basically just doing a lot of forms about yourself.
Maybe I am thinking of...
Because it was called Personal Learning Plan.
I remember there being some sort of presentation I had to do. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
I mean, there might have been like, hey, this is what I want to do with my life.
I don't remember. I don't have the assignment anymore, but yeah. Yeah, no, maybe that was it.
I think you are definitely thinking of a research project, though.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I was thinking about that the other day, and yeah, like, compared to stuff you do in uni, I could have done that in, like, 2 weeks.
How long did you have on your research project?
I had, like, the whole year, I think.
Yeah, that was not a whole year project. It was 2,000 words.
Or, like, half the year? I don't remember.
I think it was 2,000 words... Yeah, it was just 2,000 words, wasn't it? Or 3,000, something like that.
Yeah, it was not very much.
There was like an A and a B version.
Worth.
Like, there was two versions of it. One of them was worth like something for your ATAR, the other one wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I did mine in year 11. I know most people do it in year 12, but...
I did mine in 11, and then they were like, this is not good enough, do it. Like, keep doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have gotten this at least... I would have passed it, no problem. But, like, no, this is not good enough, keep doing it. Like, okay, I guess I get out of class then.
I got a B for mine, and I was really salty because I saw some other people's ones that got A's, and I was like, this is bad. Why did you give that an A?
What was the most popular subject at your school? Because I remember what mine was, and they didn't want people doing that subject.
I don't remember. I just remember someone did their research project on how to build a computer. I was like, are you fucking serious, dude?
So, they didn't allow it in my year because there were a lot of people who did this. It was the benefits of marijuana.
Oh, no. Of course your school would have that as their number one pick.
Yep. But there was a couple of topics like that where they had so many people doing them, they were just like, no, because the markers are going to hate it. They've seen so many of it already that it won't stand out. It's like, that's not my problem. It's their job to mark fairly.
I remember I wanted to do a really edgy one. It was like, what happens when all the money in the world runs out?
Oh, God.
I'm glad I didn't do that, though.
That's such a dumb project. It doesn't even mean anything. Young Connor didn't even understand what money actually was.
I didn't at all.
When it runs out, like, where does it go?
Bro, everyone spends it, okay?
Do businesses not get it or something? Like, what happened?
I don't know what was going through
I
my
want to
brain.
know what was happening. That's a fucking weird way of thinking money.
I know all of the ones that I wanted to do before I landed on the one I did was just like so stupid. I do remember one of the kids wanted to do something about like you do know the TV show Arrow?
Yes.
Yeah, wanted to do something about a specific episode of that show.
Uh-huh.
I was like, how did the main character get off the island in this show as their research project question?
God. I'm so happy that I had teachers who were like, no, that this is not what a research question is. I did mine. I think I was at a good time for me because I did mine on I think like the consumer version of the Oculus had just come out. So I did mine on something about VR gaming, like where it's going to go in the future.
And where did it go? What was your conclusion?
I don't fucking remember. It hasn't gone anywhere right now.
It's just Beat Saber and that's about it.
Mm-hmm. They're getting cheaper, they're getting better, but it still hasn't really gone anywhere.
No, my research project was, I think my question was, is it possible to colonize Mars?
Okay, sure. So,
I think I determined not really.
Elon has something else to say to you.
Elon has joined the chat.
But with the PLP, I remember having to, like, I remember doing some sort of presentation or some sort of video or something because I do recall doing like a research project on like the PS4 launch games or something. I don't fucking remember.
What?
I think the PS4 and Xbox One had just come out, and I did something on like the launch games. I don't remember what it was though.
Oh yeah, Killzone.
Oh god, Killzone. Yeah, that game. It wasn't bad, I guess.
I did not play it. I didn't get a PS4 for ages.
I got one a couple of years back, and they're good games now. We have like Bloodborne. Bloodborne's good.
It's like the go-to game whenever anyone's like PS4. Yeah, Bloodborne.
Well, okay. I guess it's on everything else. But
by the way,
I'm.
Oh yeah, true.
But that's on everything. Anyway, yes.
Yeah, not to talk shit about Bloodborne at all. It's one of my favorite games, but
yeah,
just like it's just funny how much of a meme like a PS4 being a Bloodborne machine really is because it's so true.
Well, the PS3 when it came out was a Blu-ray player.
Yeah, that had nothing on it, and it was
the cheapest Blu-ray player around.
I mean, to be fair, that is because like Sony owned Blu-ray at the time, and like they were like, "How can we get people to buy a console?"
Because I wasn't old enough to care about prices at that point, but apparently, like when the PS3 came out, Blu-ray players were like $400 or $500 in Australia.
Sounds about right. I mean, but also the PS3 was really expensive. It was like $800.
Was it?
Are you? Yeah. Are you remembering correctly about the
It was
Blu-ray
not
player?
that much because there's no way it was $800.
It was really expensive. That was like one of the super like pain points about the PS3 compared to the Xbox is like it was just ridiculously expensive.
Okay, maybe it did. I didn't pay $300 for it. I got it years later. It was $1,000 in Australia. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I guess Blu-ray players were even more expensive then. What the fuck? How much was the Xbox 360 launch?
Probably like $600 or $800.
What the why? What?
I think it's because like comparatively, the jump from PS2 to PS3 was like really big in terms of like processing power. But like 3 to 4 really isn't that much better.
Sure. What the hell? That's insane. Because I remember paying like $400 or $500, and that was with a couple of games.
I mean, that would have been years afterwards, though.
Well, I got it like 2 years before the PS4 came out.
Yeah. So years after.
Mm.
The PS3 came out in like 2006 or something.
Fuck.
That's like actually insane.
I didn't get a PS2 until then. See,
Yeah,
maybe like
I
a year
reckon
before
I'd
or
be
so.
about the same. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, that's crazy.
Speaking of shit being expensive, did you end up getting anything over Black Friday?
No.
No?
There's not really anything that I want or need. There's just like a couple books that I want to get.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Um,
Discord's been lagging a bit today.
yeah, there's some games that I want to get, but at the same time, I'm like, I can't be bothered playing these. Like, I'd rather just play the ones that I have and like, and don't have to like, because all the games that I play at the moment are just like, I basically just play stuff with Alfie, and it's games that I can just like play for a little bit and then stop. I don't have to like commit to doing a whole run of something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to get the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy books.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get the Queen's Gambit book. I don't know if you've seen anything about the Netflix series.
The name's ringing a bell.
It's just like a chess show. Well, it's not really about chess. It's about about the main character.
Mm-hmm.
Chess is just like the way that it's framed, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's really good. I would recommend watching that. And I wanted to get the book that it was based off of.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, I've gotten super into reading. I never really liked reading when I was younger, but now for some reason it's really, yeah, this is really fun.
The only thing I could stand reading as a kid was the Goosebumps books.
I don't think I ever read any of them. I just know there was so many.
My primary school, they had like a bookshelf in every classroom for some reason, and I think there were times when you could read for some reason. I don't remember what. If there was like I don't know. There was a reading time for some reason, and I would always go and grab some Goosebump book, and that always rotate
some Goosebump book.
Just any of them. Doesn't matter.
Not Goosebump books, just some Goosebump book.
Yeah, some Goosebump book. Yeah, they'd rotate them with what's in the library as well, so you'd occasionally get new things coming in as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now, like, as I said, I've got this, or I've got this as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of other stuff over here as well. I've got what's something else we have? We have let's see what else.
I think for the longest
by Sam Harris. There we go. There's one thing.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, I think for the longest time, I thought I didn't like reading because, like, you know, in school for English, you had to read books. I think, like, when I'd read a book that I had to read, I wouldn't get sucked into it.
Yeah.
I'd see the words and nothing would like appear in my head. But like now that I like reapproached it, and it's like something that I wanted to read and do, like I can just see it so vividly, and it just makes it like when I don't know if I think most people get this, but I don't know because I haven't talked to anyone about reading. But like when you stop seeing the words that you're reading and you kind of just see what's happening,
I get in your head,
like that wouldn't ever happen to me when I would read at school.
Yeah, no, I get exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's why I never liked reading when I was younger.
Well, yeah, I'm really happy that there's some really good books that I didn't read in school because I would have hated them. Like 1984, I would have hated that if I read it in school. But going and reading it now, that is a really, really good book.
I remember one of the books I had to read for English was Looking for Alibrandi, I think.
Okay.
It's like some fucking boring book about some girl. It was so boring that I don't even remember anything about it. I just know I read it.
Well, one book that people I've had people tell me it's a good book, but it's a book I was forced to read when I was in school, and that was Of Mice and Men. I think it is the worst piece of literature ever fucking made.
I've heard of the name. I haven't read it though.
Let's read the description on. No, not Wikipedia. SparkNotes is here. We'll read the description on SparkNotes. Plot. Oh god, that's long. Okay, we'll go to Wikipedia. It narrates the experiences of George Milton and Lenny Small, two displaced migrant ranch workers who moved from place to place in California in search of new job opportunities during the Great Depression in the United States. Okay, well, that's all we got. Basically, Lenny has like some sort of mental disability, I don't know, and then he's like accused of raping someone. And I think he gets shot at the end of the book or something. I don't fucking remember.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. But I read it in high school, and I fucking hated the book. It was the most boring thing I'd ever read.
You're gonna get all the literature nerds in your comments being like, "How dare you!"
But we did also read Romeo and Juliet, and that one actually I did enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
It was painful to read because we read the old English version.
Something I really didn't like in school is when you'd read a book as a class. So everyone would have the book, and then you'd take it in turns reading out like a page or two.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like I'd just become just not able to speak when it was my turn. Like the boy ate bread.
I think that's why so many kids leave school and just fucking hate it, because that is not a good way to read a book.
Yeah.
But by by reading Romeo and Juliet, it also means we got to watch some of the fun Romeo and Juliet movies, like the Leonardo DiCaprio one.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's so good.
I think you're forgetting about Romeo and Juliet.
Have you? You haven't seen anything of this book? Oh, this movie, have you?
No, I haven't.
I'm gonna show you something then. I'm gonna fucking show you something. Wait. No, we need. Let's see. Give me something fun, Google. So it was set in like so basically what they did is they tried to like modernize it to the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Aha. So that means horses were replaced with cars, and swords were replaced with guns.
Mm-hmm.
And you got beautiful images like, oh God, you got beautiful scenes like this right here. Where oh, here we go. Here's a fun one. look.
What am I looking at?
Look at the scope on this gun.
Bruh.
It's a red dot sight, but when they like look through it, it actually has like an 8x zoom.
No. What?
So
why?
So these guns, the guns with the sights on them, those were called long guns, like a long sword.
No. Some people shouldn't be allowed to make movies.
But hey, you got the thing that did make it good. Okay, you got young Leo,
and
you got young Leo in a fucking Hawaiian shirt. Just.
Yeah, I can appreciate that, but the other two that you sent me, I do not appreciate in the slightest.
No, it's just, it's not good. We also watched I think it was like a 1960s adaptation, which was a faithful adaptation. We watched that one first, and then we watched this one, and we had to do like a you know how you did like movie comparison or movie,
Yeah.
and we had to like compare the two of them and talk about like how they approach the stories.
No.
Everyone watching this was laughing their fucking ass off the entire time because it was such a train wreck. Also, sometimes they didn't modernize it. Like when they're at the ball, Leo still had like armor on for some reason because they changed it into like a dress up party.
Okay.
Instead of a mask party, it was a dress up party.
Speaking of not really train wrecks, but going back to I briefly mentioned Hunger Games because I have been watching them. I'm up to the last one. I haven't watched them before, but the first one is like disgustingly edited. Like there is a cut every 1 or 2 seconds for the first half of the movie, and there's so much shaky cam. Like the dude directing was like, like it was actually painful to watch. Like I was trying to get into it, but I felt almost motion sick the whole first half of the movie. Yeah, I had kind of watched the first one before, like not fully, but I remembered parts from it, and I didn't remember how badly filmed and edited it was. But the second one they fixed that, and it's actually nicely shot. So
I don't think I've ever seen the final one.
I had only seen parts of the first one, and so I'm up to the last.
Okay,
part 2.
Let's age ourselves again. How old is The Hunger Games?
I'm pretty sure part 2 came out in 2014.
Oh, fuck. 2012 was the first movie.
Maybe it was 2015 then.
Oh yeah, no, it was 14 for the second one. What the fuck?
I don't know. I just, in like 10 years, it's going to feel so much worse.
Yeah, it will.
Back in my day, the PS3 just came out.
We were playing Worms too.
You guys don't know how good you have it, because the PS6, mate, that's only $200 back in my day. The PS3 was $1,000.
When you get older, does your accent change? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Of course it does, Sonny Jim.
Sonny Jim. You just... I don't know. As you get older, does your accent change? Or is it just that that's how people talked when they were actually like 20 or so? I don't know.
I have no idea. I feel like the old man voice is like a bit over stereotyped, but
Well, obviously you'll have less energy, so you're gonna sound like slower, but
I mean, yeah, you probably do sound different. Something weird is I was watching some of my really old videos the other day, like not stuff that's on my current channel, like this is stuff from like 2010 or something. And I sound British. As a little British kid for some reason.
Who's never left Australia.
Yep.
I've had people say, "Oh, I thought you were British," and I'm like, "That's insulting. What are you saying to me?"
I think I don't know, but I guess to Americans, like Australian and English accents, like not fucking in it Cockney accent, but like just a normal British one. I guess they sound kind of similar.
I guess if you take someone from London and compare them with someone from like Melbourne, they're probably similar enough. I guess. It just bothers me. We just have a really nasally accent.
Oh my god, I love your accent.
Oh, that reminds me. I was at KFC the other day, and there was this chick serving me from California, and I had to stop myself fucking laughing at her voice. Because I was like, can I get a 5 tenders box? She's like, a 5 tenders box?
A cilantro 5 tenders box.
Like, stop talking. Just stop, please. I can't take your voice. Look, nothing wrong with you if you're an American who has a really annoying accent, but just please don't talk to me, or I will laugh at you. Don't expect me not to laugh at you if you say 5 tenders box.
This poor girl probably having like a shit shift, and then you come up and you're like, it's like was that a 5 tenders box? And he's like,
yeah. I can't. I just can't. I can't even. Is that something kids still say?
Literally can't even. I was in Games World yesterday, and the person behind the counter said, as the kids are saying, that's a big oof.
Oh, God.
And I literally said to him, I was like, excuse you? And he's like, yeah, I'm just an old man. And he was like 25.
Say that's a big oof. I just accept that I'm going to just say stupid shit. Look, I'm not going to keep up with what, like, people are saying. I'm just going to say whatever the fuck I want at this point. Big oof. I like big oof.
Big oof, that's lit.
The only thing that's basically keeping me in touch with anything that's being said is the fact that my sister's 2 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
So she's in that range where she still hangs out with people who are old enough to be in high school. But after that ends, then I'll have no idea what the fuck's going on. I like Big Oof though. Big Oof is nice. I use that too much.
If someone comes to you with a serious mental issue and you're like, Big Oof. Oh, that sucks, bro.
Lit. That's lit, fam.
Not. Are you okay? Can I do anything for you? Just, that's a big oof, bro.
Internet culture is so language changes over time, but because of the internet, you've massively increased the amount of communication that actually happens. So you have these shifts in language that like happen while people are still alive. So people will complain like, "Oh, this word is not being used correctly," or like literally. Literally is one. So literally now means figuratively. That's one. But the reason why no one was ever bothered by this in the past is because the amount of time it actually took for these language shifts to happen was multiple generations. But now it happens in multiple weeks. So everyone has no idea what the fuck's going on, and language is shifting really, really quickly.
That is a dab moment.
Like, if you give it, I'd say 15, 20 years, the English language is going to sound absolutely nothing like it does now. You're going to have people obviously holding on to, this is the correct way to say stuff, but...
Actually, the academic pronunciation of ya yeet is...
ya yeet! I don't know what would happen if I went on TikTok. I feel like there's so many things that I don't care that are happening that kids are saying now. And I'm just like, I'm too old. Go away.
Really, the TikTok's algorithm is like a lot more intense than YouTube's is. So once you like kind of get into a certain niche, it will just feed you video after video after video. Like, I'm trying to think of an example, but like there's like basically a whole community for gay TikTok, which is funny because like I think China doesn't like gay people, but yeah, I liked a couple of them, and then my whole feed was just like lesbian content.
But I guess that would make sense because I would probably only follow like Lewis Spears and Frenchie, and that's all I would ever get. Like just dumb comedy stuff.
Just Australian comedy.
Which is fine by me. I won't complain about that.
Fucking this Neil Cole hat car.
Yeah, man. I would love to go see Neil live at some point.
I think I've only ever watched clips of his stand up on YouTube, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I missed out on going. I think I was busy with assignments, but Alex Williamson did a show in Adelaide a few months back. I didn't go to it. I really wish I did, because he's the only comedian who is actually doing anything in Adelaide because he actually lives here. Because like Lewis Spears and Luke Kidgel, they're both stuck in Melbourne. Same with Frenchie.
There's a great video. It's like when people say world tour, and then it's just someone scribbling out all of Australia except for Sydney.
Or Australian tour, and it's everywhere but Adelaide.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get generally if it's a world tour, it's going to be Sydney and Melbourne. Nowhere else, really. But speaking of Australia and how shit it is, did you see what was happening in Tasmania, I think, a week or so ago now?
No.
Their weather... So you know how weather's been fucked here? Yeah, Tasmania's much worse. I'm going to send you a news article.
I literally watched the news for the first time. I think not yesterday, the day before. I watched news for the first time in like a year. I was like, wow, this is just awful.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah, so it's 4 days ago in the middle of summer. It was snowing in Tasmania.
I mean, it's not really the middle yet.
It's December.
We're still in the first month.
Okay, but it's not. We had spring already.
Spring felt like summer, and winter felt like, I don't even know. Did it rain once in winter?
I don't fucking know what happened. It was a pretty chill winter. Like, chill, not chill as in like calm, not chill as in cold. I hate English. Yeah, so it was snowing in Tasmania in summer, which is not good. And this has happened multiple times now. And this was while the rest of the country was having the heat wave.
You just gotta accept that we're gonna die, okay?
Yeah. We're gonna be killed by the greenhouse gases. Or, I don't know, maybe we'll just have the seasons flip. I'd be fine with that. Then we can be in line with the US.
It would actually make it a lot easier.
Then maybe Australians can start buying Christmas sweaters.
Summer, fall,
because the leaves fall down.
Leaf fall, so it's fall.
Oh, I actually have a really bad Christmas shirt. I can go get it.
Sure.
And entertain the people for 2 seconds.
2 seconds. 1, 2. Haha, get absolutely pranked, Brody. As for the visual watchers, you can see Brody got up from his chair. For the audio listeners, I will do some ASMR commentating. Brody has stepped up from his chair. The scene can now be a microphone. The scene to the left of frame. His chair slightly ajar to the right, and he has re-entered the frame with the book covering, and now he has put on the shirt and has put in his earphones again and turned the microphone back on. Thank you for listening.
Doing ASMR, are we?
I was doing an ASMR description of what was happening on screen.
Okay, so it just looks like a Christmas shirt, right? It's a
I knew it was gonna be a Rick and Morty shirt. I just could tell.
It says, "It's time." Oh wait, what does it say? It's the season to get swifty.
No, it says "'tis the season."
It is the season to get swifty.
I don't like how you put that on top of your other shirt.
Yeah, that's fine.
It looks weird.
I know it does. There we go. Now it's fine. There we go. Now you can barely see it.
Good job.
It was I was at Harbour Town over Black Friday. My parents wanted to go to a caravan park near there, and it was $5.
Bargain.
Yeah. There was a bunch that obviously Black Friday got a bunch of nice sales, and yeah, we were just doing some regular shopping anyway because Christmas presents and stuff. So I saw this and I was like, okay, well, work lets me wear Christmas shirts. Plus, I can wear this in a video and I'll make the money back for it.
I do not like Harbour Town at all.
It is kind of shit, isn't it?
It's just not good.
So
the only time I go past Harbour Town is to go to the skate park.
So most people probably have no idea what Harbour Town is. Basically, it's a big, it's not a supermarket, it's a retail outlet.
Shopping centre.
Yeah, it's a shopping centre that's just like clothing outlets, basically. There's a few other little things, but it's mainly clothing outlets.
Yeah. I think there's an EB Games.
There's an EB Games and there's an art store as well. And I think there's a discount chemist or something. And that's about it.
Beautiful.
And there's a coffee shop
and
called
also
Corona.
It's not on a harbour.
Yeah, it's not on a harbour. But there's a coffee shop called Corona.
It's next to an airport, though.
It is. Yes, it is. Which is great when you're at the caravan park because the planes go over the caravan park.
It's great when you go. There's a skate park that's like just down the road from it, which is like also next to the airport.
I think I went past that.
Yeah, you can see it. It's like a giant quarter pipe.
Yeah, I did see that. I was like, that's fucked. Why would anyone get on that?
But there's also like a massive skate bowl there. So when an airplane flies over, it reverbs throughout the whole bowl. So if you're in there, you're like, fucking...
Oh, yeah. No, that fucking half... Sure, you haven't gone down that half pipe, have you?
I have not skated down it. I slid down it and was scared.
Fuck that. I'll see if I can find a picture of it.
I don't think I would ever actually skate on that. I'm still a couple years away from even attempting that. Thank you very much.
Oh, you don't need your wrists. No, this is just other half pipes. Just think of well, how big would you say it is? Like 3 or 4 meters high?
No, it's higher than that, I think. It's probably like 2 stories high, I think.
So, like...
2 or 3 stories.
8, 10, 12 meters, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically that, and it's a half pipe. It's fucked.
Actually insane.
I wouldn't even want to slide down that. Fuck that.
No, it was a bit scary because also it's not like a U shape. It kind of comes and curves back around at the top parts.
So you would have just fallen a bit.
Yeah, so you kind of just fall and then slide.
Oh god. Nope. Not happening. Nope.
But that skate park's really cool, but it's one of the most popular ones in all of Adelaide, so a lot of the time you can't really go there because there's too many people.
Yeah. So how is the skating going anyway?
It's going good. I'm slowly progressing more. I haven't been able to go skating as much as I want to, just because like it's super hard to skate on like a 30+ degree day because you get so sweaty and just worn out.
Yeah.
And then also it's just been randomly raining. But I went yesterday to somewhere that I hadn't been before, and it was super nice. Like, I don't know what the ground was made of, but it was nice and it was super smooth. And I got a small anecdote from that. So I was there, and there was like a couple other people, and then there was this one guy that was like a pretty experienced skater because he was doing like kick flips and shit off of manual pads. And I didn't talk to him the whole time I was there, and I was just like, I was taking a little break, just sitting down on one of the benches, and he was leaving. He was like, "Oh, see you, man. I'm like, "Yeah, goodbye." And then as he's walking off, he's just yelling like, "Fuck, I'm so fucking shit. Oh, fucking
Oh, maybe he's trying to go pro or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
He's one of those people who's like, I have nothing else in life. I'm just gonna focus on this one thing I like, and he realizes he's just not good at it. He sounds like he's better than I would ever be, but if he wants to do like it professionally, I can imagine the bar for that is he is here, and then that bar is like way through the fucking roof.
Yeah, probably. There's just like, I don't know. There's just some people that skate that get really mad when they don't land tricks, which is like, I don't get it. It's like, try again. Unless you like really badly hurt yourself. I don't know why you're yelling about it.
Yeah. Well, I went and did something for the first time over the weekend. A mate of mine was like, hey, you want to come to the golf driving range?
Okay.
I was like, okay, sure, why not? And you know what? It's fun. I kind of want to buy a set of golf clubs.
Is that like an actual golf course? Or is that the one where you just like hit the balls?
There's a just a driving range there, and also a course like on the other side. We were just at the driving range because we are shit, and we just need to like learn how to hit the ball first. But it's pretty cheap. I think it's like $5 to rent a club, and then I think we got 200 balls split between the two of us for like $40. And honestly, it's actually a lot of fun. I'd recommend it.
Bro, he's gonna become a golfing channel now.
It is really calming, and my shoulders have been very sore the past couple of days. But maybe I'll start a golfing channel.
Yeah, because you need another channel.
Yeah, no, I think I'm good on that front. I've got my podcast, I've got the gaming, I've got the main channel. I am dropping one of the videos on the main channel though, so I'm doing one live stream a week now.
Okay.
So I think this week I'm going to do a talk with my patrons. Then next week I think I'll do a solo one where I'm just hanging out with chat, and then probably like a community game night. So playing something like, I don't know, Quake or Xenotic or something like that. Maybe Urban Terror or Salt Cube. Both those are fun.
Well, I think might wrap it up. I'm feeling a little bit peckish. I think it's like been about 2 hours, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's 2 hours and 11 minutes right now. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, so...
I'm trying to think of a channel to recommend, but I haven't really been watching a lot of YouTube. There's a new Epic Rap Battle History. Go watch that. It's a really good one.
Okay, yeah, go watch that. Let's see. Here we go, here's one. So this channel called Tim Creef. I don't think I've mentioned him before. Wait, maybe I did. No, I did. I think I mentioned him all last week. Damn, okay. Let's see. Who can we mention? Let's see what's in my my YouTube sub box. Let's go subscriptions. Let's see. God. This is a problem. I don't watch enough YouTube right now.
Just recommend yourself.
Go watch PewDiePie. There you go. I don't have anything right now. I should prepare them beforehand, to be honest.
Go watch Kay's Cooking. That's also
Kay's Cooking?
K-A-Y.
A-Y. Uh-huh.
It's not really a real
no, I know.
suggestion.
Yeah, I did see that video. Yes, please go watch Kay's Cooking. Okay, no, we have to talk about that video before we go. I didn't know that you'd actually watched Uncle Roger's video on it.
I mean, I knew about Kay's Cooking before the video, but
okay. Wait, how did you know about Kay's Cooking beforehand?
I don't know. Don't ask me.
Anyway, so
go watch Mr. Nigel MG. He's also
Mr. Nigel MG. Also know you'll find if you just search for Uncle Roger as well. You probably saw the video where he talked about the BBC cooking fried rice. That's what sort of he already had a big channel, but that was like a really big video that got him a bigger boost. Yeah. But then he did a video on a channel called Kay's Cooking. And who made possibly the worst egg fried rice you could ever imagine.
Literally burning the garlic and then putting in raw rice instead of cooking it.
But I don't. Is this a troll channel? That's the thing.
Nah, it's not. It's like too genuine to be a troll channel, and there's too many videos for it to be a troll channel.
But there's a video called Piss Take Peas on Toast. Maybe that one video was a joke and the rest of them are serious. Oh my god, the like to dislike ratio is so bad. Everyone's gone back and watched all of these videos and just disliked them into the ground. Don't be mean to her.
Poor Kay. She's just trying to cook.
Spicy soup with fish. Oh. That's sad. But she's not making videos anymore. Anyway. Maybe she deleted some recent ones. I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't fucking know. Anyway. Yeah, we can end it off here.
Thank you. Oh wait, I should probably say my channel.
Yeah.
If anyone fucking makes it to the end. Surely the people watching this one have also watched my other ones.
Surely you're your favorite guest at this point.
My channel is Cozhan, Cozhan. Everywhere else is Supercozman. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Yeah. So give me a second. I'll bring up my thingy, my patrons. Where's the thingy? Thingy, wrong list. That list. Cool. So, before we go, I would like to thank my supporters. A special thank you to Chris, Joachim, Donald Corbinian, Andre, Nathan, Montaza Will, Chico Bento, Joseph Mitchell, Peter D, Tony, Tushar, and all of my $2 supporters. If you want to go, small welcome links down below to the thingies. You know what to do. I've got my main channel, which is Linuxy stuff. You're probably from there. If you're not though, because I have seen some people who have actually like naturally found this channel, go watch my main channel where I actually do like well-produced Linux videos. Very heavy air quotes. And this podcast is available as an audio release if you're watching the video version on basically anywhere you can find audio podcasts, and the video version is available on Library and YouTube. I was going to say something else. Right. At some point, I need to bring you on and we can play some 5D chess. With multiverse time travel.
I will be there for that. Once you buy it after the
maybe I'll pay
sale.
$16 for it, to be honest. That's probably worth it. Cool, so thank you for coming back as always. Probably be back at 49 unless something changes.
I believe so.
Which will be February, I think.
Yeah, definitely after Christmas.
Yeah, definitely after Christmas. I think I'm going to do the Christmas episode as a solo one at this stage. Maybe I'll do something for my parents, but at this stage it's going to be a solo episode just because it's going to be difficult to get a guest on around that point. And I'll probably do the same with New Year's, but I might be able to find someone for that one. It's just because I don't want to bother anyone around that time. I might as well just do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, so thank you guys for sticking around to the end if you managed to do so. Yeah, what's your final word? End it off.
For those who made it to the end, I would really appreciate if you wrote in the comments that
Pray for K.
Gravity is a lie.
Oh, okay, that. Yeah, we can do that. I'm gonna
also
say...
hashtag pray for K.
Yes. Thank you guys for watching.